Well, my goodness, it is very strange indeed how things tend to work themselves out. There's a word, it's called karma. It's karma. Of course, the other night, there was a Connecticut Sun-Indiana Fever game.
The Chicago Sky are facing one of the roughest starts in WNBA history, sitting at a tough 3-9 record. But nothing quite prepared fans for the meltdown they had against the Phoenix Mercury. It wasn't just a loss. It felt like the team hit rock bottom. In a shocking third-quarter move, Coach Tyler Marsh benched the entire starting lineup, a decision that looked more like damage control than game strategy. At the center of this turbulent season is Angel Reese, who continues to draw scrutiny for her performance. If you're still rooting for a major turnaround, drop it in the comments and let's talk Sky basketball.
J.C. Sheldon viciously poked Caitlin Clark in the eye, and as she was reeling from that, Marina Mabrey came in with the Kennedy Carter body slam, heard around the world, just slammed into the side of Caitlin Clark and sent her viciously flying to.
Let's rewind for a second. The Sky came into that matchup already in a freefall, having dropped 5 of their last 6 games. Their turnover average, a staggering 18.9 per game, worst in the league. That's not just bad execution. It's like trying to play a symphony with no sheet music and 2 left hands. This team isn't just out of rhythm. They've lost the entire playbook.
Oh, and Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it.
All they had to do was just eject her. All they had to do was eject her, and none of this happens. If the referees had ejected Marina Mabrey, nothing else happens. The Sophie Cunningham situation does not happen.
The Mercury smelled blood early, exploding to a 31-8 first-quarter lead while the Sky all but handed over 13 points with 8 costly turnovers. But the moment that truly sealed this game's place in WNBA infamy came in the third quarter. Phoenix opened with an 11-3 run, stretching the lead to 25. And that's when Coach Tyler Marsh made the call every coach dreads. He pulled Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso, not due to foul trouble, not for rest, but seemingly to protect them from further damage. This wasn't just rotating players. It felt like waving the white flag on national TV.
Of course, many of you were like, can we ban her? I said I thought she ought to get 10 games for the incident, really and truly. And part of that is simply put, send the rest of the league a message. The WNBA missed an opportunity to take that. By the way, referees completely bleeped that whole thing up. I mean, they effed it up royally, right? And then after the fact, they came back and said, oh, yeah, it's a flagrant 2. You don't say. You don't say. Kathy Engelbert, get some real referees and fire every one.
The Mercury, for their part, played like everything was on the line, shooting an impressive 56.5% from the field and a blistering 57.1% from 3. Sami Whitcomb turned into a one-woman highlight reel in the second quarter, drilling 5 threes like it was target practice. By the final buzzer, Phoenix had notched their first 100-point game of the season, while Chicago stumbled to 21 turnovers and just 86 points. This wasn't a contest. It was a masterclass.
So Caitlin Clark gets poked in the eye. Marina Mabrey doesn't even see what happens, and she just decides to clean Caitlin Clark out of it. And the referees just said, nah, it was not worth an injection. So Caitlin dribbles. Look at how far she is away from the ball, by the way. Look at how far she is away from the ball. Like, that's literally, she's nowhere near the ball. She just jumps at her face. And then she belly bumps Caitlin. Caitlin retaliates by shoving in an unsportsmanlike manner, according to the referees. And then Marina Mabrey comes from nowhere.
The struggles weren't just on the court. The real spectacle continued after the final buzzer. Despite shooting a career-low 31.3% from the field, Angel Reese stepped up to the mic and delivered what felt like a TED talk on poise, process, and personal growth. In her view, this wasn't a blowout. It was a character-building experience. She spoke of hustle and staying grounded, even though she grabbed just 2 rebounds while being outworked on the boards by players half her size. It was a bold attempt to spin a tough night into a teachable moment.
But Marina Mabrey commented on TikTok, about the whole situation, and this is what she said. Every time they comment, I make dollars.
Then came the cherry on top, her bold claim to Sportswoman of the Year energy. I don't complain, I just work. A curious statement, considering she went 0 for 8 from the field against the Liberty in a performance that looked more like interpretive dance than professional basketball. She's currently averaging just 9.1 points per game on 30.9% shooting. Yet talks like a breakout star is just around the corner. At this point, it's less confidence and more wishful thinking, with a touch of stat chasing.
Can't keep my hands to myself. I mean, I could, but why would I want to?
Mabrey. That's a flagrant foul.
This was the most beast mode thing that I've seen a woman do in WNBA history.
And here's the real kicker. Angel Reese keeps insisting she's happy with where the team is. This, despite playing on a squad that's more chaotic than a Thanksgiving dinner with exes at the table. Praising this team's growth is like complimenting the deck chairs on the Titanic. Even layups within 3 feet aren't safe. She's converting just 28% from point-blank range. At that rate, you'd honestly have better odds closing your eyes and hoping the ball finds the rim on its own.
Indiana Fever fans were chanting, "Sophie, Sophie." Sophie's jersey is going to sell out tonight. She's going to be in the All-Star game tonight just from this one play because she was standing on business. It wasn't a dirty play. It was an intentional foul and it was meant to send a message. It turned into a scuffle and I don't think anybody wanted that. What was happening the entire game. But she did it in a way that she wasn't going to injure JC. She was just making it known, like, if the refs aren't going to handle it, I will handle it. We'll take care of it, but this is not what you're going to do when you come into our house. It was an intentional foul. It was a hard foul. She brought her down. But with that, you guys, JC Sheldon got up and she was ready to go. So as you guys can see in this video, a whole scuffle breaks out. Sophie and JC are going after it. Both teams are running over, trying to break it up. It kind of goes into the fan section a little bit.
Well, something happened last night during the game. All right. Mabrey was trying to guard Paige Bueckers. And all of a sudden, the winds of karma came blowing through the arena. This is last night, folks.
Off the floor. Let's take
right
a look
here.
and see
you see
what
Marina
led to this
being escorted off the floor. That's right. And this was the only thing I could find. But here, you're going to see it. Watch her ankle.
Oh.
I mean, Paige Bueckers
Just
puts a
kinda
move on her.
wrong,
and
it a little bit.
Broke her ankle. And it may have literally
She's going
broke
straight back
her
into
ankle.
The locker. Heading down the tunnel right now.
But that was
Bueckers has
it.
that handled.
That was it.
to
That was
this-
literally the move. One more time so you can see it. One more time right there. I mean, oh boy. And that may have been all she wrote. And a lot of people today are like, well, karma may have just come a calling. All right. This is last night. Right here. This is Mabrey being escorted. She's going to be escorted right here. You can see that. To the locker room. Generally speaking, is it bad policy to celebrate anybody getting injured? Yeah, I'm not sure a lot of people are just blatantly celebrating this. But you can be damn sure a lot of people went, oh, how about that? The WNBA did not have the guts to suspend her. So the winds of karma, she's a cold blistering bitch that comes rolling through from time to time on people. The winds of karma came a calling on Marina Mabrey last night against Paige Bueckers. I mean, we don't know how bad that ankle injury is or anything like that. We don't know if she's going to miss any time. But it's funny how the world works. You know, it's strange how the world works. you sometimes you just do bad onto somebody else. The winds come blowing back in your direction at some point.